Your home renovation costs 40% more than it should, and timing is the reason. The average homeowner overspends thousands on every renovation, not because they choose wrong materials, because they buy at the wrong point in the pricing cycle. Paint, lumber, appliances, flooring, everything follows a predictable annual pattern. And the gap between the worst month and the best is 30 to 40%. Home improvement retail follows a cycle as predictable as the weather that drives it. Every spring, prices climb. Home Depot and Lowe's generate 40% of their annual revenue between March and June. That demand surge means fewer discounts, higher shelf prices, and longer contractor wait times. The markup isn't subtle. A pressure washer that costs $279 in February sells for $349 in April. Patio pavers priced at 48 cents per unit in November hit 68 cents in May. Exterior paint that's $28 per gallon in January goes to $38 in peak season. The fall is the mirror image. September through November is clearance season. Retailers slash prices on outdoor products, seasonal inventory, and overstock to make room for holiday merchandise. That deck stain, power tool, or outdoor lighting set you want. It's 20 to 35% cheaper in October than it was in May. The homeowners who save the most aren't better negotiators. They're better at reading the calendar. Home improvement stores spend more on advertising in March and April than any other months. The messaging is deliberate. Spring is the time to start your project. Get your home ready for summer. It creates urgency that benefits the retailer, not the buyer. Home Depot's Spring Black Friday event sounds like a massive sale, but industry analysts have shown that only 15 to 20% of featured items are at their annual lowest price during these promotions. The rest are at normal or slightly reduced prices dressed up with sale tags. Lowe's Spring Fest follows the same pattern. The psychological trigger is powerful. Warm weather makes people want to improve their homes. Retailers know this and time their highest margins to match that emotional impulse. The data is clear. If you can plan your project 8 to 12 weeks ahead, you can buy materials in winter and store them. That patience saves 25 to 40% on materials alone. Paint is one of the easiest home improvement categories to time. The two deepest discount windows are Memorial Day weekend and Labor Day weekend. During these events, major brands like Behr, Sherwin-Williams, and Benjamin Moore offer 30 to 40% off retail prices. A gallon of premium interior paint that normally costs $55 to $65 drops to $35 to $45. That's $20 per gallon. On a typical 3-bedroom repaint requiring 10 to 15 gallons, that's $200 to $300 in savings just on paint. Sherwin-Williams runs an additional 40% off sale in mid-June and again in early September. Brushes, rollers, painter's tape, and drop cloths follow the same cycle. The off-peak months for paint are also January and February, when stores clear seasonal inventory and foot traffic drops. Benjamin Moore dealers offer contractor pricing to retail customers during these slow months just to move volume. If your painting project can wait for any of these windows, your material costs drop by a third. Major appliances follow the most predictable pricing cycle in all of retail. October and November are the sweet spot. Manufacturers release new models in September and October, which forces last year's models into clearance. A refrigerator that was $2,499 in June drops to $1,699 in October, an $800 difference for the same unit with the same warranty. President's Day weekend in February is the other anchor. It's consistently one of the top 3 appliance sale events of the year. Retailers offer 20 to 40% off across refrigerators, washers, dryers, dishwashers, and ranges. Black Friday itself is strong for appliances, but the deals often start 2 to 3 weeks earlier. The worst time to buy appliances is April through August. That's when new models are at full price and demand is highest from people moving into new homes. If you're remodeling a kitchen, buy the appliances in October or February and store them. Even with minor storage hassle, The $500 to $1,500 in savings makes it worthwhile. Lumber prices follow a seasonal pattern that's amplified by the construction industry's calendar. Prices typically bottom out in November through February when construction slows across the northern states. A standard 2x4x8 stud that costs $5.50 in January can hit $7.50 or more by May. That's a 36% increase. On a deck project requiring 200 boards, that seasonal swing is $400 just on framing lumber. Plywood follows the same pattern, with 4x8 sheets fluctuating $10 to $15 between winter lows and spring highs. Concrete and masonry products peak in price from April through September and drop in the off-season. A yard of ready-mix concrete that costs $155 in summer may run $125 to $135 in winter. The strategy is straightforward. Buy lumber and non-perishable building materials in December through February. Store them in a garage or under a covered area. The wood actually benefits from indoor storage. It acclimates to the humidity of your home, which means less warping and shrinking after installation. You save money and get better results. Power tools hit their lowest prices twice a year. Father's Day in June brings 20 to 30% off across DeWalt, Milwaukee, Ryobi, and Makita. A $399 cordless drill combo kit drops to $279. A $599 table saw goes to $449. Black Friday pushes discounts even deeper, 30 to 50% off, but availability is limited and the best deals sell out within hours. The smartest approach is to watch Father's Day for the tools you need and use Black Friday as a backup. Hand tools, accessories, and storage follow the same calendar. Flooring and tile operate on a different rhythm. January and February are the slowest months for flooring contractors and showrooms. That's when you'll find 20 to 30% off hardwood, laminate, and tile. Many flooring retailers offer free installation during these months to generate business. A hardwood floor job that costs $8 per square foot installed in May drops to $5.50 to $6.50 in January. On a 500 square foot project, that's $750 to $1,250 in savings. Contractors are also more available and willing to negotiate during the winter months. Materials are only half the cost of a renovation. Labor is the other half, and contractor pricing follows the same seasonal pattern. The busiest months for contractors are April through September. During peak season, contractors can charge premium rates because demand exceeds supply. A bathroom remodel quoted at $15,000 in June might come in at $11,000 to $12,000 in January. That's a 20 to 27% difference for identical work. General contractors, painters, roofers, and landscapers all slow down in winter. They'd rather work at a discount than not work at all. December through February is when you have the most negotiating power. Contractors are more willing to offer competitive bids, faster timelines, and include extras that they'd charge for during peak season. The strategy is simple. Get your quotes in October and November. Schedule the work for December through February. Buy your materials during winter sales. You save on both sides of the equation, 25 to 40% on materials and 20 to 27% on labor. On a $30,000 renovation, that's $7,500 to $15,000 back in your pocket. That's the home improvement pricing cycle. When is your next project? Drop your renovation plan in the comments. And if you want to know the best time to buy appliances, subscribe and hit the bell. Your next video is waiting.